Hey guys, it is Gengar off of Team Dark Knight. Now, I'm going to show you guys this Monarch deck that I've built. And yes, this is based upon sort of the deck that won in the UK. I think it was the 2016 UK YCS. I don't know which tournament it was, but it came in first place. And it's a really good deck, and I really like it because you can you can do a lot of combos with it, and it plays off to get a lot of normal summons. So let's start off with our first monster, and this card, Dark Witch. You can switch her out for a lot of things. It can be a level 6 or 5 light normal monster. You're going to be looking for a light normal monster that's level 6 or level 5. The reasons why you want it to be level 6 and or level 5 is because it's a single tribute. You only need one card to tribute summon it off. So, in my real life deck, I decided to use Jack's Knight because I like Jack's Knight. I like his art. So, yeah. And the reason over here it's Dark Witch is, I don't know. I don't really care. As long as it's at level 6 or level 5 light monster, you're good. So now on to Erebus. Erebus is a really good card, especially since he has the Mega Monarch effect, which the Mega Monarch effect is you can tribute him, you can tribute a tribute summoned monster to summon him. So more or less, you just tribute off a tribute summoned monster, and then you get him onto the field. So his effect of being, and yes, you can also tribute summon him the normal way of tributing off two monsters. The way to when he's tribute summoned, his effect is you can send two Monarch spell or trap cards from your deck to the grave, and then target one card in either your opponent's grave, their field, or their hand. And if you're going to target out of their hand, it's at random. So you choose a random card in their hand, and then spin it back into their deck from their hand. The field, it's your decision. From the grave, it's your decision. You can do so many combos with this where you spin back cards that are very useful to your opponent, and then you could try to combo into something else. It gets a little silly with this deck because there's a lot of things you can do in one turn. So, and also his other effect of when he's in the grave, which becomes very handy in late games when you're running low on monsters to tribute summon into. Erebus got your back. He is your dude. Because what he's going to do is you're going to discard a Monarch spell trap card, and then you get to choose from any monster with 24 or more attack with 1,000 defense, and then add that card into your hand. So you get most of all your Monarch cards back. So Erebus really got you in the department of, here, take your card back. So you can grab Erebus right back into your hand. You can grab Aether into your hand. Any of your big monarchs, or even the smaller ones. But let's go on to the next card. This guy. I can't pronounce his name. I'm very sorry. A lot of the monarch names are crazy, you know. If you play monarchs, you know it's really hard to pronounce some of the names. Now, this guy, he's a Mega Monarch, and he can do his effect, summon the Mega Monarch effect, which that's what I've been calling it lately. It's the Mega Monarch effect, which is a tribute summoned monster to summon him. You can tribute one tribute summoned monster. And, now, his effect is when he's normal summoned, or, in the terms tribute summoned, he gets his effect of looking to your opponent's hand and then choosing one card inside their hand and discarding it. It becomes really good. And it's very effective, and it does a lot of stuff. And you get to look into your opponent's hand, and if you can memorize what they have in their hand, so then you can learn, hey, he could do this play, hey, he could do that play. It's a very good card to know what your opponent can do, especially if you know a lot of decks. So on to the next card. If the this. Sorry, I'm using the Yu-Gi-Oh Pro app for this because I can't do it on my computer yet. So, next guy, he's powerful. He is amazing. He helps me so many times in a lot of sticky situations. This guy got your back because he has, again, he's a Mega Monarch, so he got that Mega Monarch effect behind him. I already explained the Mega Monarch effect twice, but one more time doesn't hurt, right, guys? Um, so the Mega Monarch effect is you could tribute summon a tribute summoned monster so you can summon him. So get rid of the tribute summoned monster, you get him on the field. And again, all the Mega Monarchs, you don't have to do it by that way. It's a can if you want to. You don't have to. Now the his effect, his main effect, is when he's summoned, but through normal summon or tribute summon, he can target 2 cards on the field, banish both of them, and then burn your opponent for 1,000. That is a really good thing, especially if your opponent's being, like, again, Monarchs. If you found a way to get around Massacre Restrict, most likely through Twin Twisters or something, so you Massacre Restrict, get rid of that shit, and then, do your bring him out, get rid of 2 cards on your opponent's field, burn him for 1,000, and then continue onwards through a lot more plays. He becomes very handy in that sense, and plus he is a 28 beater. At the end of the day, a lot of the Monarch cards are 28 or 24 beaters. That is a lot of attack power, guys. If you can hit your opponent at least with 2 28s and a 24, you win. That's 8,000 life points right there. So you got a lot going to you, and these guys are really helpful, especially, getting rid of 2 cards, burning them for 1,000, and then smack, smack, smack. Game. He helps a lot. Now, Aether, one of my favorite cards. Well, right next to Erebus. Erebus is top dog. He tells everyone to go away. I like Erebus a lot, but Aether is really good, especially with a combo of the next card that comes in. So, Aether's effect, Aether's like a Mega Monarch. Got that Mega Monarch effect. I'm not going to explain it this time because I already explained it 3 whole times, guys. 3rd time's the charm. If you don't know, reverse the video, and then you get the Mega Monarch explanation of effect. Now, her effect of when she's summoned is you can target, you send 2 Monarch spell trap cards from the deck to the grave, and you get to special summon a Monarch, and then you get to special summon a monster with 24,000 attack or more with 1,000 defense. So she can get you your Erebus, and I think you cannot use your extra deck afterwards. If you guys want to if you give me a second, I will figure this out for you. You can also read the effect right off to the side. Oh yeah, and she can also do it. She can summon herself from your hand during your opponent's turn. But let's go with this. Hold on. No, you can use your extra deck after using her effect. So you can go bring her out, bring out Erebus, and then overlay 2 8s to go into some of your bigger monsters. So you got a lot of room to play around with. And then her other effect is when she's in your hand, you can banish 1 Monarch spell trap card and then tribute summon her out. And after doing that, you can if you chain it, after the chain, you can activate her effect and then bring out the next card that I'm going to talk about. This guy right here. Kaiser? Karaz? Is it Karaz? Tell me the pronunciation in the comments. It would really help me with this. So, I'm going to say Karaz for now. But Karaz's effect, okay, first thing, he's not a Mega Monarch, guys. He doesn't have the Mega Monarch effect, so He's a better he's a pretty good play. He's a level 6, so you could do a lot off of that. Now with his effect is when he's special summoned or normal summoned, you can target 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and whoever owns those cards or card, they can draw. So what that means is if your opponent controls one card and you have a card, you can pop your opponent's one card and pop one of your cards, and then each of you draw a card. Or you can pop 2 of your opponent's cards, and then they draw 2 cards. Or you can pop 2 of your cards, and then you draw 2 cards. So more or less, it's just like, here's the trade-off of, I'm going to destroy that card, but you get to draw. So your opponent has to make that decision of, do I want to negate this effect and let go of my card, but draw an extra card so I can try to do a play? Or do I want to keep my card, negate its effect, and then lose out on a free card? Lose out on a sort of free card. So you can play around with that, make your opponent do that decision. It's pretty good. Now onto a card which you wouldn't really think would be very helpful in Monarchs, but this is extra deck Monarchs, so it's pretty helpful. Quick Draw Synchron. Now our buddy Quick Draw here, he can do a lot of combos, especially rank 5 plays. That's why you see so many rank 5s in my extra deck. He helps a good bit with a lot of the combos that you can go into. You can go to your Ultimate Zulkin, you can go into your 61 Volcasaurus, your Pallades. You got in, whatever's down there. You can do a good bit. If you really want to be an asshole, you can go ahead and throw in, what is it called? A Infinity and what it says, a Nova and an Infinity, because you run 2. You run 2 quick draw, so you can play around with that. You can have some fun. And if you're just listening to the video, from the beginning, I didn't really state how many of cards is each, so you might want to look. Yeah. So there's 2 quick draws, so you can do your little Infinity Nova plays. Now on to the next card. Now, Adios? Adios. The fucking Team Dark Knight, we call him Idiot. Because we call him Idiot because his name is Adios, which sounds a lot like idiot. So we have fun with messing around with Adios. Now Adios' effect, and I would suggest running 3 Adios and replacing some card in here, like the return. You can see the return ahead of time, like the return down there. You can replace one of the returns for another Adios, or replace one of the Gem Knight monsters for another Adios. Because if you run 3 Adios, you get to use Idea multiple times. Now, Adios' effect, first part, is when he is normal or special summoned, he gives you an extra tribute. That is very good, especially if you didn't normal summon yet. So you would get a normal summon, and you would also get a tribute. So more or less, you get 2 free normal summons. You can do a lot of plays with that. Now, when he's in the grave, his effect is you can banish him, and then special summon Idea from the grave. And you can only do this once per turn. And you special summon him in defense position. Now, if you use that effect, you can't go through your extra deck. It's fine. You're not gonna need to use your extra deck a lot of times, but if you want to use your extra deck, you got to be careful with your negation of extra deck effects. Don't push too hard, and don't try to summon too much, because if you try to do that, you'll most likely not notice that you used an effect that says you can't use your extra deck, so you're not going to be able to do as much, put out as many monsters as you wanted. So be careful. Now, your Idea. Idea is an amazing monster. It lets you get your tribute summons. It lets you get 2 monsters out so you can tribute. I only run 1 idea because, again, negation of extra deck. It is very crucial that you want to use your extra deck, but it's not that bad to go without using your extra deck for a game. Go ahead, play your extra deck. Play out the turn with using your extra deck or without using your extra deck. You will be fine. You have idea to go into your combos, but you can't use your extra deck. But what you could do is use your extra deck ahead of time before using your idea. Nice little combo for you guys. Now, you might be questioning why we're running Gem Knight, especially Lapis, is it? No, it's Lazuli. Sorry, guys. It's Lazuli. I get Lapis and Lazuli confused a lot of times. Because they have the same art. Now, with this, it has a really good effect. If it's used in a fusion summon, well, if it's sent to the grave, this card is sent to the grave as a card, by a card effect. So more or less a fusion summon. You can get 1 normal monster from in your grave to your hand. Now, yes, I could run Foolish Burial, throw into the grave, and then grab my my whatever Dark Witch or whatever you want it to be, but it's fine because Brilliant Fusion's here. But let's get on to the spell cards. 1 for 1. A lot of people know this card. A lot of people use it. It's a good card. Discard 1 card, special summon at level 1. Well, discard 1 monster, special summon at level 1. It is fine. Oh yeah, and if you don't know Quick Draw, I'm sorry. Discard 1 spell card. Discard 1 monster, special summon it. It's a free level 5. So back to 1 for 1. Discard it. Special summon your idea. Idea's effect. When it's special summon or normal summon, special summon your Idios. Idios' effect pops. You get to do tribute summons for fun. And it was all for the cost of 1 card. You got a big ass Monarch monster now. 3 Pantheisms. If you don't know Monarchs, Pantheisms effect is you can, when you activate it, discard 1 Monarch spell or trap card, and draw 2 cards. It's pretty good. Now, there's a period after that, because there's an extra effect to it. When it's sent to the grave, when it's sent to the grave, well, not when it's sent, but when it's in the grave, you can banish it and show your opponent 3 Monarch spell or trap cards. Now, showing them 3 Monarch spell or trap cards, now when you show them those 3 Monarch spell or trap cards, you can, your opponent chooses one of those 3 Monarch spell trap cards and adds them to your hand. Now, a lot of people do this with the Pantheism, and they will show off 3 Monarch Stoneforths or 3 Tenacities so they can get their search off and stuff. They'll show 3 of 1 copy. That's pretty cool, and it's pretty fun. But that part is once per turn. So you can only do it once during that turn. But the draw 2, you can do multiple times during a turn, especially with idea. This is why I didn't talk about idea's other effect yet. I'm talking about it right now. When idea is used for a tribute summon, you can target 1 card in your banish, 1 banish Monarch spell trap card, and add it to your hand. So you get your Pantheism back and whatever you decide to banish with Aether's effect. It's very good. Next cards, you run Tenacity at 3. So Tenacity is a very good card. What happens is you show off 3 Monarch spell. Wrong. You reveal 1 Monarch with 24 attack, 24,000 attack and 1,000 defense, or 28,000 attack and 1,000 defense. And then add 1 Monarch spell trap card to your hand. So all you have to do is reveal 1 of your Monarchs, get a free card, and then get a spell card off of it. It's pretty good. Now, next card, Twin Twister, the newest MST. And if you don't know what MST is, it's Mystical Space Typhoon. A lot of duelists should know this by now. But Twin Twister, discard one card, target 2 cards on your opponent's field, target 2 spell or trap cards on your opponent's field, and destroy them. Really good. Now, in my real life deck, I have MSTs because I don't have, I didn't get the chance to get Twin Twisters, and I'm planning on getting 2 of them. Next card, Monarch Stormforth. This is your best friend inside your Monarch deck. This is your I'm not destroying, I'm tributing effect. It is very wise. You have to use this wisely if you're going against another Monarch deck. It's very common to see 2 Monarch decks go against each other and then all they're doing is throwing out MSTs. I mean, not MSTs, Monarch Stormforth. But Monarch Stormforth is a very good card. What it is more or less you get to use your opponent's monster as a tribute material. Come on, who doesn't want to use their opponent's monsters and get rid of them? So, let's go on to the next card. Brilliant Fusion. This is where your Gem Knight monster comes in. You use Brilliant Fusion to summon the only Gem Knight in your extra deck. This Gem Knight, Seraphic Knight. We'll talk about Seraphic Knight later. But Brilliant Fusion, you reveal that Seraphic Knight, send the cards that are the materials for it, so your Lazuli and whatever light level 5 or level 6 that you're using. And then, there you go, you got your free monster, those 2 are in the grave. And then, again, Lazuli's effect activates, you get your light level 5 or level 6, and then you can go on from there. And let me explain Lazuli so I don't have to explain it later. What she's going to do is, her effect is, when she's summoned, she gives you an extra normal summon. There you go. So it's another card that gives you a free summon. It's very good. On to the next spell card. Return of the Monarchs. Now, Return of the Monarchs is when you tribute summon a monarch. When you tribute summon, it doesn't have to be a monarch. When you tribute summon, you can search your deck for a monster with 24 attack and 1,000 defense, or a monster with 28 attack and 1,000 defense, and then add that to your hand. But the downside to doing that is you don't get to use your extra deck, so be careful with your Monarch. With your Return of the Monarchs, I'd suggest taking 1 away and getting your 3rd Erebus with it. So go ahead and do that. I only run 1 in real life because it's really good at 1. You don't want to see it too often, but you don't want to. You don't want to see it often. You really don't. You almost never want to see it because you don't need that search. Because you're going to be spamming through your deck so quickly, getting rid of your Monarch spell trap cards, that you'll thin it, and then you'll end up drawing most of your monsters. Now let's get on to Domain. A lot of people hate Domain because people run Monarchs as no extra deck Monarchs, and then they do their whole, hey, I have your Tribute Summon monster, and I have no extra deck, so you can't use your extra deck. That sort of ordeal. That's the first effect. Its other effect is, you can reveal a monster with 24 attack or greater, and 1,000 defense, and the minus, it's leveled by 2. Good deal. Wait, hold on, sorry. Am I reading this wrong? Oh, sorry, it has to be a monster with 28 attack and 1,000 defense. So, no, you cannot target your other monarchs, like the low-leveled ones, the ones with 24. I'm sorry, I forgot that you couldn't do that. But it's okay, because you get to do a lot of combos still, because all you need to use is 1 Monarch Stormforth tribute off your opponent's monster and have a great time. Alright, so now on to the trap cards. Breakthrough skill, negation of effect. And also, if you banish it during your turn, you can negate a monster's effect. It's good. Now, next card, Escalation. After activating the card, you can tribute summon immediately. So you can tribute summon during your opponent's turn, which, thank God, Monarch Stormforth is quick play. Now on to the next one, the Prime Monarch. I know it says original on the card. That's the Japanese version, but in America it's called the Prime Monarch. So with the Prime Monarch, its effect is once per turn. You can, if you have it as on your field activated as a trap card, when you can target 2 Monarch spell and trap cards in your grave, shuffle them back into your deck, and then draw a card off of it. It's pretty good. You get a free draw during your opponent's turn, and you can also do it again during your turn. You get to throw at least 4 cards back, 1 on each turn. Okay, now the other effect is when it's in the grave. When it's in the grave, you can banish 1 Monarch spell or trap card and special summon it. And its level becomes 5, its attack is 1000, and its defense is 24. Now, since it's a level 5, again, there's your level 5 plays. You got a lot of them. You can go ahead and have fun with those. And you also got your quick draw. So you still got a lot of level 5 plays that you can do. And Ultimized Zulkin comes in at this point, but we'll explain Ultimized Zulkin when we get to him. So there's the Prime Monarch, and he is pretty, well, it is pretty cool as a card. You get to do a lot of plays with it. You get an extra monster on your field. When someone goes to attack you directly, you can activate the Prime Monarch, banish 1 of your Monarch spell trap cards, summon it to the field, and then they have to decide to attack it or not. It's a really good card. Now, on to the extra deck, and since I already explained Gemini Seraphonite, we'll go on to, wrong card, sorry, we'll go on to Ultimized Zulkin. Ultimized Zulkin is special summoned through having 2 monsters that are the same level, but they do have to be level 5 or greater, both of them. So it could be level 5 or higher monsters, and one has to be a non-tuner, the other one has to be a tuner. And you get to special summon Ultimized Zulkin by more or less synchro summoning those 2 together. And Ultimized Zulkin's effect is you can set 1 spell or trap card and special summon any monster that's level 8, any dragon that's level 7 or 8. It is really cool. It gets you a lot of combos, and you can pull out stuff like, let's go on to actual card, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. And Clear Wing's the newest card out there. It is really good. It is a big negation card. It negates a lot of effects, and it gains power off of negating those effects, off of negating monster effects. So it's really good. It is very handy, and I'd suggest running at least 1 of that. Now on to the next card. Stardust Spark? Yes, Stardust Spark Dragon. You can use Stardust Spark Dragon, or you can use Stardust Dragon, just the normal one. I use the normal Stardust Dragon because I don't have enough negation inside the deck, so Stardust Dragon is a lot of the better decisions for me. I'm sorry, I've been yawning a lot. Now, on to the next card. Michael the Arch Lightsworn. So, if you know Lightsworn, you know Michael. Michael's effect is once per turn you can waste 1,000 life points and then target 1 of your opponent's cards and banish it. So you'll lose 1,000, but you do get to banish 1 card. And at the end of the turn, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave. That is fine for Monarchs because there's a lot of effects inside of Monarchs that work in the grave, so you're fine to mill. You're fine to do your mills. And onto the XYZ monsters that are level 8. Rank 8. Sorry, that freaks out on me sometimes. Yes, I do run Galaxy monsters. Galaxy Eyes, Prime Photon Dragon. Prime Photon Dragon, easy effect, detach one. Um, he gains equal to the amount of what are they called? Not materials, ranks on the field. So whatever. Let's say you have 2/8. However, 2/8. So like he gains 16. How he gains plus six, like 16 times 2 to his attack power. So there you go. That's how it works. It's kind of difficult to explain, but it's a really good card, and I wish I had this in real life. Now on to the next guy. We got our 38. No, is it 38 or 39? 38. So our number 38, which his effect is literally, if you're, I don't, nobody really cares about his detach effect. I didn't read the detach effect either, and I don't really care about it right now. But it's a normal effect is to, if your opponent activates a spell or trap card, he negates it automatically. I don't think it's no, it's once per turn. So if he also has an XYZ material still, he negates it, and he will absorb that spell or trap card as an XYZ material. That's pretty good. Hold on, let me read his effect. His detach effect. So he gets to attack. Wait, sure. So he apparently gains attack equal to a monster that's been destroyed on your opponent's field. It's pretty cool. That's good because he's already a 3,000 beater plus whatever amount he gains. That's really good. Now on to Helio. Sundragon Overlord of Heliopolis. God, that name's long. His effect is once per turn, detach an XYZ material from this card and tribute any number of monsters in your hand or on your field, on your side of the field. And for each one, you get to destroy one card on your opponent's field. So yeah, and he's also a 3,000 beater, which is really good. Uh, 2 Pallades. It's sorry, the thing's messing up. So you got 2 Pallades right there, and now you also got the keeper of, yeah. Sorry guys, names, whatever. Genesis, keeper of Genesis. Okay, so the keeper of the beginning. That's really cool. Good effect. It has good amount of attack. This effect can only be activated, applied slash resolved. Essential material if this card cannot be destroyed. So it's pretty good effect. It's there if you want to read it. I really don't care about the Keeper of Genesis. I kind of want to get rid of it. I might end up replacing it for another Ultimized Zulkin so I can use Ultimized Zulkin again because it's a good card. Volcasaurus. It's number 61. Volcasaurus. Now, Volcasaurus' effect is detach one XYZ material and then destroy a monster on your opponent's side of the field, and then you burn your opponent for the original attack of that monster. I have done this to somebody before and burnt them for 4,000. I am sorry. That is broke. Now, on to the next card, because that's pretty damn dank. That is pretty damn dank. So, it has 25 attack and 1,000 defense. Pretty good. Again, it has 1,000 defense like most of my monarch cards have. I don't really care about running this card. Artifact Durindol. Now, Durindol, pretty good card. I'm not really big on running it. I don't really care about Durindol. Have fun reading his effect. I'll let it sit there for a minute so you guys can read it so you can decide to run to Durindol or not. I'm going to also replace Durindol later. Okay, sorry. Now on to the next card, Shark Fortress. I'm gonna replace Shark Fortress too, but for anybody who wants to run a Shark Fortress, its effect is detach one, target one of your cards on the field, it gets to attack twice. Now its other effect is your opponents can't attack. It cannot attack any of the monsters on the field except for him. So it has to attack your opponent has to attack the Shark Fortress first, and then he can attack everything else. So yeah, you got defense. So side deck, Vanity Fiend. Vanity Fiend because I don't want to run Vanity's Emptiness and upping the amount of trap cards I run. Is a pretty good card. He got that 24 attack and he got negation to special summons. Pretty good, right? Majesty's Fiend. It cannot be special summon effect. Can So he negates monster effects. He is breakthrough skill and other things on crack. And then 2 effect veilers. It's effect veiler. What more do you want? It negates effects. You get rid of it and negates effects. So this is my monarch deck when it's done, when it should be done. In real life, when it's done, it's going to be a pretty good deck. It's missing a few cards here and there, but it's a really good deck. I suggest running it if you want to be in meta and if you want to play meta and you want to be a complete asshole to your friends. Go ahead. I run it because Cyber Dragon Infinity is out there somewhere and he's running amok, and I'm just like Monarch Stormforth. But that's this video, guys. See you guys in the next one. Gengar signing out from Team Dark Knight. See ya.